70 to 80% of the students that come here, they were either pushed out, dropped out, or kicked out of their former high schools. That's why they're here. Come on, sir, hurry up. Have a seat.
Oh, the state of Chicago is wild, man. It's just wild. It's like
violence.
It's a lot of
Every
violence.
day.
It's just like, man.
Kids my age, they be getting put on house arrest. Look, like this.
Yeah, stuff like that, man.
Yeah, I like guns. That's why I got this case though, because I got caught with a gun and they charged me with a UUW.
Het zijn bepaald geen lievertjes, die leerlingen van Kadir. Maar hij komt zelf ook uit de Southside en weet hoe het er bij hen thuis aan toe gaat.
A lot of our students have experienced some type of violence or some type of abuse. The school attends a funeral a year of one of our students who was slain because of gang violence. They were shot and they were killed. And it's hurtful. It's hurtful. And it gets depressing sometimes, you know. But of course, being one of the main mentors, and you got to keep motivation and keep them inspired, you can afford to get depressed. Motivation is the biggest challenge because they do not believe in themselves. It's not there. Inspiration is not there in the house, you know. Sometimes as a young man, you need another man, you know, who looks and talks like you to say, no, this is the way to go. We call it embalming and burial. They called it mummification. You have to tell me what a relic is. What's a relic?
It's a symbol for men and women. Ain't it?
That is the ankh.
What's
a relic?
A relic. He fun. He like to teach us, especially about stuff that
I went to Achimota School. You can Google it. It's a great school in Ghana, in Accra, Ghana. But this is not how we sat. You know, we're all motivated. Even our students that struggled understood why they were going to school. It was not foreign to us. We put in a lot of work. We took the BEC, which is our basic exams, and then went on to secondary school, took the SSCA exams, WAEC, and some of us even went on to take SAT with high scores, right? And a few of us some of them went to Cambridge, Oxford, MIT, Harvard. That was the mindset for people, even in sub-Saharan Africa. Okay, so it's no surprise that when people like that show up to the West, they are still going to stay motivated. It's not because they came out of poverty. Not everybody in Africa is poor. People are just more motivated, and people have a deeper understanding of life, and they have a structure to follow. They have fathers in their homes that give them that direction. They have mothers that are working in hand with the fathers to nurture these children. This is how you have these outcomes. Looking at how these students are sitting, I'm not surprised, you know, but it looks like they don't even want to be there. Some of them have ankle bracelets on. So their struggles is this, okay? It's cultural. It's got nothing to do with the respect or disrespect they receive from Black immigrants. It's cultural. It's something, you know, when you're very lazy, when you build this lazy attitude, you're going to always try to offset the things that you're supposed to do. It's much easier to just chill on the couch and not do much, and not want to go to school, and not want to participate when you go to school, and not show any interest in school. It doesn't just happen, right? These are habits that are formed because there's nobody that you're looking up to. And this is how a lot of this community is shaped. And now we, especially Black people that look like them, we're having to share that shame with them. It's like, and you're trying your best to stay away, but your skin is still black, and you have to share it and look at the news and watch them do these teen takeovers and all this BS that is going on. And to the average person, it sounds like this is crazy and this is madness. But to them, it's okay. This is why they can even, with a straight face, come in our comment sections and defend this behavior, because it's very normal to them. It's culturally acceptable. Okay? And for us that don't understand it, and we think this is just absolute madness, right? They think we have a problem for not understanding why they are not motivated at schools, why they join gangs, why they behave like this. Nobody knows. But to them, it's okay. It's not going to get any better. If you are one of these people that sit here in America and hope that there's going to be some evolution and transition into something positive, it's not going to happen. And now it's not just, black immigrants that are now victims to their BS. Asians are now victims to their BS. And guess what? Some of these Asians are the only people that would take this dangerous job to teach them. Here is a video about education, the state of education in the black community. And this video is from 16 years ago. And what you're going to understand from this is that nothing has changed. This is 16 years ago. There was a problem finding black teachers to teach in predominantly black schools. The students were not motivated. Teachers were quitting. The students were usually coming out of single family or single parent households, single moms for the most part. So they had no guidance, they had no motivation. And this problem still exists to this very day. So the idea that a group that can't even educate themselves can turn around and develop one of the biggest, I would say, success stories in human history is very laughable. And I think there has to be a lot of conversation about this. There has to be a lot of pushback about this nonsense that has been allowed to run wild in the US to make these ignorant people believe that they have this extraterritorial ability and extraordinary ability to make certain things happen. I mean, these guys protested just to be included. You know what I mean? They protested to be included. When they were not qualified to work in places, they cried for a system called diversity, equity, and inclusion, which means I'm not good enough, I can't compete at your level, I'm not smart enough, but I want in, okay? I want opportunity, I want in, but no, I don't want to work hard to get in. I don't want to take that SAT to get into Harvard. Give me affirmative action. Give me, okay? Meanwhile, black immigrants can come to the United States and just take the SAT and just get into schools without needing these extra systems, and when these systems go away, all of a sudden everybody is mad. But nobody, these people have a lot of knowledge online. They have a lot of knowledge on the internet, but none of that knowledge is transferable to their youth. They're gangbanging. The youth is not being taught to do things right. Nobody is going into those communities to teach them. They are not earning teacher certifications to teach at their schools. So integration was their excuse. Integration was them saying, we're not good enough. We need access. Allow us into your schools because ours is not too good. So this is a school in Birmingham 16 years ago, because Birmingham is predominantly black in Alabama. They couldn't find people in their communities to teach at their schools. And guess what they did? Let's go ahead and get the video just to understand the scale of the problem. This was 16 years ago and it hasn't changed. I wanted to go this far back for you to understand how this community is not salvageable.
The unemployment rate at nearly 10%, you might think it would be easier for school districts to find teachers and to hire them. But some educational administrative officials say there simply aren't enough qualified math and science teachers in this country. So what are they doing? Well, at least one city is importing teachers from overseas. Sean Calebs has our report.
This will serve as the guide for the liquid to go to the
Vita Antonio has a good rapport with her students. Strong academic credentials, but is teaching in the United States instead of her native Philippines because Birmingham, Alabama City School District says it could not find qualified math and science teachers, so officials went overseas.
if I am a teacher over in the Philippines and I did good, why can't I be good in Alabama?
In all, Birmingham worked through a private firm to bring 7 teachers from the Philippines to cope with an expected shortfall in math and science areas.
You're supposed to get the same answer.
Students at Ramsey High School say this doesn't make sense.
I think that is innocent.
Was that dude sagging his pants? These mother haven't changed. they have not changed. It's the culture, folks. It's the culture. It is the culture, okay? Going to school sagging your pants, man. Pull them pants up, dude. Pull them pants up.
It's sad. I feel it does open opportunities for connections with different countries. However, I think it also provides an incentive for other rising students who are interested in math and science to maybe stay home and try to educate those around here.
So how did it get to this point? There are more than a dozen colleges and universities in Alabama alone that turn out teachers. Critics say they don't have a problem with the abilities of the teachers coming from overseas, but they do say districts like Birmingham simply aren't doing enough to find qualified teachers closer to home with the necessary skills in math and science.
There are good, qualified Alabama teachers out there looking for a job, and they're willing to come to Birmingham, but Birmingham is not willing to look at them.
The director of the district science department, Spencer Horn, who went to the Philippines on a summer recruiting trip, says that is simply not the case. Some qualified teachers would rather work elsewhere. Horn says there is a shortage of math and science teachers nationwide.
When we went to job fairs, when we even went to the corporate community, it just did not feel the need that we had, and we were not going to sacrifice our students just because we did not have quality people applying to us.
The National Education Association agrees that it is a nationwide problem, but says looking abroad is merely a Band-Aid solution. The NEA says virtually all of these teachers coming from outside of America are being sent to high-need urban and rural communities, and shows us that we need to improve working conditions in these areas in order to better recruit qualified teachers. A private firm has placed about 1,000 teachers like Vita Antonio in schools around the country.
This is one of the things, you have people like O'Shea Duke Jackson in Africa talking very recklessly about what it means to have skill because they don't understand it. These people are on the internet. They haven't ever gone through a college class. They haven't built real talent that solves real world solutions. They just create videos like I'm doing. Just look in the camera, talk a whole bunch of shit and get some views. This is all they're doing for life. It's just entertainment. They are entertainers. I'm entertaining you too right now. But they don't have any skill outside of this. And they can talk very big. They can talk very recklessly, make it sound like they're all that. But in reality, they're not. They need certain specialized skilled people to go into places where nobody wants to go. That's the first thing. And what are these places where nobody wants to go? Black schools. Predominantly black neighborhoods. There's always a skill shortage. 16 years ago, when this played, there was a skill shortage. Even to this very day, there is a skill shortage. And that is also part of the reason, not only, but part of the reason why they have very low scores in math and science and even in reading. Okay? So sometimes governments, school districts, corporations have to seek the best talent from overseas. These were teachers in the Philippines. They had jobs. Yes, it may not pay as much, but they built a skill and a talent. Why don't you quit YouTube and go teach in these communities if you are so worked up about some black immigrants coming into the country? But this is not even about black immigrants. These are Asians in Asia coming into the United States to fill a void in a black community. What are the blacks doing? They are boycotting Asian businesses. You got these idiot Pan-Africans walking around with no sense or no brain in their head, never sat in a college class, talking the big game because they have some numbers on YouTube, thinking because of that they are smart people, never read a research paper, don't understand anything. And they go around and they spew bullshit about boycotts. I call them boycotts in chief. Boycotting people's businesses. Meanwhile, you can't even educate your kids. You can't educate your kids at home. You cannot raise your kids at home. You're not staying in marriages. You're not raising good and productive children. Your children are doing takeovers. Okay? They suck and they funk it up when it comes to science and math. They are horrible. The data is pathetic. And to find these people go to Africa with this horrible background and tell us that they are coming to develop us is the most biggest insult that I've ever heard my entire life. It's madness. It's absolutely ridiculous. This is why I want to start making these kind of videos to show them that they are not self-aware. They don't know how big their problems are. These guys have a lot of problems. I mean, geez. I mean, they can't do math for shit. They can't engineer anything. Yet they built America. I mean, we have to import teachers from the Philippines to teach you all math. You can't raise enough teachers in that 13% to teach your children math and science. Integration helped you. Okay? Integration helped you. But yet you're still making everything about race. And when you don't get your way, you want to boycott. Doesn't make sense at all. It does not make sense at all. Y'all need to get serious. Okay? You really have to get serious.
To fill a job many educators say Americans don't want or can't qualify for.
No, it's not that they don't. Well, they don't want because it's in the black community. They can't qualify for it because the black people that are supposed to attain those qualifications to teach are gangbanging and doing bullshit and occupying jails. Okay? So the results, when you have results like this, it's not a coincidence. These people want to make you believe that these are systemic issues and these are coincidences. It's not. I mean, these people are not motivated. There's nothing that will motivate them to achieve this. They are entertainers. They are jokers, clowns. They want to entertain. They want to dance. They've always been dancing, right? They want to dance. They want to entertain. So these things are not a priority. This is why they don't want to get into the sciences, the technology, engineering, math. I mean, I taught some of these kids in grad school. When I was a graduate student, I taught some of these kids who were undergrads, and they were horrible. I will never forget it. I'd never had a bunch of horrible students ever. I mean, in comparison to their white counterparts or the Asians, I mean, the Asians were amazing. But teaching these people was a problem. They were not motivated. I was like, why are you even in college if you're not motivated to learn? And that is the case to this very day. This is why they have these problems. And these are the kids that are on the internet frustrating Africans, calling you names, but the foundation is broken. This is something that they've never thought about fixing. But yet they can go to Africa and hope that they can start up businesses. Let me be on my good behavior. Let's keep going.
John Caleb's, CNN, Birmingham, Alabama.
Well, I hope that young lady also brought in, along with her math and science skills, that personality. That's got to brighten up any classroom. Well, it's not only Alabama. Many school districts are now offering cash bonuses to attract qualified teachers from overseas. By the way, that private company that's bringing those foreign teachers in charges the teachers $8,000 each to come into the United States.